feeling, just put your pinky rings up to the moon. Girls, what y'all trying to do? Tell me what you're trying to do. 24 karat magic in the air. Head to toe so clear. Put your pinky rings up to the moon. Girls, what y'all trying to do? 24 karat magic in the air. Head to toe so clear.
And I know she'll be the death of me, at least we'll both be numb. And she'll always get the best of me, the worst is yet to come. But at least we'll both be beautiful and stay forever young. This I know, this I know. She told me don't worry about it. She told me don't worry no more. We both know we can't go without it. She told me you'll never be alone. I can feel my face when I'm with you, but I love it, but I love it. I can feel my face when I'm with you, but I love it, but I love it. And I know she'll be the death of me, at least we'll both be numb. And she'll always get the best of me, the worst is yet to come. All the misery was necessary when we're deep in love. Yes, I know, girl, I know. She told me don't worry about it. She told me don't worry no more. We both know we can't go without it. She told me you'll never be alone. I can feel my face when I'm with you, but I love it, but I love it. I can feel my face when I'm with you, but I love it, but I love it. I can feel my face when I'm with you, but I love it, but I love it. I can feel my face when I'm with you, but I love it, but I love it.
Lift my heart up when the rest of me is down. You enchant me even when you're not around. If there are boundaries, I will try to knock them down. I'm latching on, babe. Now I know what I have found.
Okay, we're about to get started. Everybody can make their way to their tables. And of course, this should go without saying, but just in case, kids, come join me on stage. Woo! And no, just because this was a question, you cannot send your older or younger sibling up in place of you. This is about you. You're going to be done. You're going to be adults. Come on. Where's that excitement? Yeah. Woo. It is. Okay. We can do it. We're just waiting on Avi.
Me and Michael both have jackets.
Wait, Sydney, when am I doing my service?
I'll call you. So I'll say, we're doing hot.
We're hot and sweaty and about to rock this show.
And hot both ways.
But I won't say it that silly.
Right. Both ways.
Okay. I love it. Okay. So, just because Avi and Theo were doing pictures when we practiced doing, well, you were here for the Havdalah part of it, but I'm also going to ask you guys to do the exact same orientation at the end. So, one of the traditions of becoming a bar mitzvah is people throw candy at you.
Oh, yeah.
So we're going to have you guys stand in the exact same order that you did for Havdalah. They're going to throw candy at you, and then we're going to stop for a minute, and we're going to get some nice photographs of everybody together. Then you can, go crazy and pick up candy like it's a piñata.
Okay.
But, you guys are the piñata.
I'm a piñata. I love it.
I love it, exactly. So you are the piñata. Affirmations.
Can I throw it back?
That's the point, man.
But, if I catch it, can I throw it back?
You cannot throw anything back.
What if it's at my parents'?
No. Because aim can be off, and Michael, how are you going to explain if you pelt someone's grandmother in the face?
I mean,
Don't do that.
What if I pitch it? Then
I
the
could
game
either
is
hit
more
my
likely
cousin.
to be-
So, I mean, if my brother threw it, I can either hit my cousin, my brother, or
But, everyone, so Jude
Can I
will
throw
walk,
it at my fellow banana?
and then we're walking in a nice line. Remember, nice line up to your PIP tables, which you all know your own names, so you should be able to find. I love it. Okay. We are just about ready to get started as everyone finds their tables. Okay. I'll give it one more minute. Okay. I think it is about time to get started. Well, now I guess it's time for me to officially welcome everyone to the JKG B Mitzvah ceremony. Woo! And all I have to say to begin with is, wow. I can't believe today is finally here. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Sydney Popsy, and I'm the B Mitzvah director here at JKG. And like many of you, I have spent the last year waiting for this day with gleeful anticipation. From Havdalah practice, to research, to teaching your kids about navigating Jewish adulthood, my teaching team and I could not be more proud or more overjoyed at the tireless effort of the students that they put into this program. I am so, so happy that we were all able to come together and celebrate these amazing students, whether you're joining us in person or virtually. Every one of the students on the stage deserves all the fanfare and joy that we can possibly give them as they complete their transition into Jewish adulthood. And I think they deserve even more credit for the fact that they've accomplished this during a pandemic. So I think we need to just start off with another round of applause. Because, I mean, that's pretty once in a lifetime, hopefully. I digress. Just to give you an idea of the very, very hard work your students have put into this, I'm just going to let you know what the 2 years of this program looked like. So over these past 2 years, our students have, 1, engaged in different COVID-safe community service projects ranging from urban farming at community gardens to organizing donations for women's homeless shelters. 2, they studied Jewish history and values put together, sometimes virtually, but mostly in person, and they dove deep into what Judaism said about living in the modern world and how to navigate their own identities and personal experiences as Jews. 3, they engaged in their own personal interest projects, or PIP as you might know it. We'll talk more about those later, but just a quick overview. This is a year-long project where students pick a topic to research and engage with that relates to Judaism in whatever way they want it to. They engaged with these topics by volunteering, by watching documentaries, and even by interviewing experts. I can't tell you how hard these students worked on these projects, but I can tell you it was not uncommon for me to wake up at 2 a.m. to email alerts that students were making changes to their projects or their speeches. Truly incredible. And fourthly, lastly, today they're going to take their next step on their path together, and they'll be celebrating their transition from childhood to adulthood through this ceremony. Now, a little bit about the plan for today. You might have noticed there are many gifts on your table. Throughout the ceremony, we are excited to be able to open these gifts together here in person as well as via live stream. So everyone will be synced up, ready to experience everything together. So without further ado, let's open up that first gift. Find the box that says welcome and give it an open. As you're opening, I'm just gonna let you know, you'll find extra kippah, you'll find a program, and if you haven't grabbed that already, and then some special M&Ms and a whole bunch of snacks for everybody. Okay. They're packed up pretty good, so I'll give you guys a second to be up to speed, everyone at the same point. Okay, now that I think most boxes appear that they have been opened and we are enjoying the goodies inside, we'll continue on. To start our ceremony officially off, I am going to invite Jaxson Rosenhaft to the stage to introduce the Personal Interest Project to everyone. Welcome on up, Jaxson. Woo!
Hello, my name is Jaxson Rosenhaft, and I'm going to introduce the Personal Interest Project portion of the ceremony. This year, my classmates and I all embarked on creating our own personal interest projects, which explored a facet of each of our own connections to Judaism. In our class, we had topics ranging from the Holocaust and even Jewish and Greek stories, which you'll hear about later today. I found Theo's and Jude's projects on the Holocaust very interesting. The first step of our project was to research our topic and find a particular connection to Judaism. It was often harder than it looked. When I was researching, I was using different online sources and my previous knowledge on these topics. I really enjoyed it as I got to do something I enjoy. After we researched, we had to engage further in our topics. This step was very personalized for all of us and could involve more reading, service hours, and even attending lectures at local colleges. I was doing research through books on the topic, stories I had read, and other things I already knew, and thought about what might go well with other stories. I was rereading and looking back for the stories, and I decided on the ones I have today. Finally, we focused on how to present the work we did. Today you will see a combination of posters, pamphlets, and artistic recreations of the year's worth of work we did. The most challenging part was the speech I will read for you soon. So I put my ideas out, but I'd helped my teachers Manny and Johnny. When I was completing it, I felt like I would be able to make a good speech out of it. Look at my class today. I'm proud of what we accomplished, and I cannot wait for you to hear more about each of our journeys. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jaxson. Everyone will get a chance to look at these projects in depth after the ceremony. Now, I will warn you, no two are the same, and they really do showcase the individualized connections our students have developed with Jewish identity and with their community. It's truly amazing what they've accomplished, and I know we'll all have a blast looking at them. Now, I'm going to call up each student to talk about their PIPs and tell us what they learned through this journey. I'll also call up parents to give each bar or bat mitzvah, in this case all bar mitzvahs, a blessing. Please stand to the right of your podium as your bar or bat mitzvah speaks. Then you'll have the chance to give them the blessing in front of our community. So without further ado, let's start with Jude Anstey with Erica and Neil giving the blessing.
Hello, my name is Jude, and for my personal interest project, I researched about people who hid Jews during the Holocaust. There's a Jewish value called pikuah nefesh, which means that it is significant to save a life even if you have to break other Jewish rules. One person that represents this value is Corrie ten Boom. Corrie ten Boom lived in the Netherlands and hid around 800 people in a small space behind a bookshelf in her room. In the Netherlands, there were about 28,000 out of 140,000 Jews that decided to hide. Some people did not hide because they didn't want to break the law, they didn't want to be separated from their family, and the Jewish council in their area said that it was a bad idea. While I was researching, the people that hid, the conditions that they hid in were often uncomfortable and dirty. People had to sleep on the floor, could not have any lights or make any noise. They were also afraid, scared, hungry, and lonely. Some places that people hid were in the woods, in secret rooms, and in farmhouses. Storytelling has always been an important part of Jewish culture, and I was able to experience different forms of storytelling as I researched about my topic. I watched movies, visited the Holocaust Museum, and listened to a Holocaust survivor, and did a virtual tour of Anne Frank's house. After I did my research, I decided to do my own form of modern storytelling, so I built Corrie ten Boom's house in Minecraft. When you come to my table, I can show you what her house looked like. In this way, my project was not only focused on the research, but also the storytelling necessary to bear witness to the atrocities of the Holocaust. Eli Wiesel once said, "For the dead and the living, we must bear witness." This means that we must always remember the Holocaust so it never happens again, and reminds us to always try and help others. Thank you for listening, and I would like to thank my parents for helping me with this project. I would also like to thank Sydney, Johnny, Manny for being awesome JKG teachers.
You love each other.
Jude, we're really proud of you. You really grew this past year. Not just taller, but also maturity. You've learned a lot about the atrocities of the Holocaust, but you also learned about the heroes who put their own lives at risk to save others because it was the right thing to do. Like those who have been honored by Yad Vashem as righteous among the nations, may you become a righteous man in your own way. May you feel passionate about the social injustice in this world, and may you use your privilege to help repair the world. You are a natural leader, so be an upstander instead of a bystander. If anyone knows how to really dig their heels in, it's you. So dig them in the hardest when you are fighting for those who need it the most.
Little and full of trouble. We used to joke whether we were saving money for college or to bail you out of jail. As you became a young man, we know your drive to succeed is stronger than your tendency for trouble. May your insatiable passion for learning keep you headed in the right direction. And when times are tough, may you continue to look upon your sister and lean on her for support. May you continue to be a wonderful person you already are, confident, friendly, and intelligent. And if those don't work out for you, may you continue to work on your six-pack. Jude, may your love of jokes and laughter continue to bring brightness to the world, and may you embrace life to the fullest.
Oh, okay. Okay. Jude, you are the master of asking questions about how the world works. May your curiosity and passion for learning you are so full of energy. It is joyous but also exhausting. May you make great friends who can keep up with you, support you, and love you for who you are. May you never stop telling the people you love that you love them, and may you have them by your side to help you back up when you fall. And when you make mistakes, may you learn from them and become a better man. As I remind you every morning, make good choices and be kind. We love you. Mazel tov.
Okay, next up is Michael Friedman with Jeff and Gabrielle giving their blessing. Woo!
Hello. Hello. My name is Michael Friedman. Today, I become a bar mitzvah. To many, a bar mitzvah simply means being recognized as a Jewish adult in the eyes of God and the Jewish community. But to me, it means much more. Early last year, I was asked to do a personal interest project about something in society related to Judaism. After hearing about the anti-Semitic graffiti found in Pope and Lassiter High School, the two closest high schools to my house, I decided to do my project on modern anti-Semitism in Atlanta. I researched what anti-Semitism is, its history, how to identify it, and what I can do about it. I chose this topic not only because of the recent increase in anti-Semitism, but because I feel it is an important aspect of being a Jewish adult. Today, I am a bar mitzvah, and as a bar mitzvah, I receive the title of Jewish adult and the privilege to proudly identify as part of the Jewish community. However, I now know, looking back at my research on anti-Semitism and my visit to the Bremen Museum, where I learned about the horrors of the Holocaust, that being a Jewish adult also comes with the responsibility of being mindful and spreading awareness towards anti-Semitism. It is my responsibility to be vigilant so that the scourge of anti-Semitism does not become more prevalent in my community. Lastly, I would like to point out that I could not have come this far without the help of my amazing teachers who guided me throughout my journey into adulthood. I would also like to thank my dad, who took me to the Bremen Museum to study and taught me what he knew of anti-Semitism. And I would like to thank my family, friends, and other B'nai Mitzvah for being here today to celebrate this special occasion. Thank you.
Come stand between us.
Michael was always an exceptional child. When he was in first grade, his class gave him the nickname the Storyteller. More head? Sure. Michael still loves to tell a story. He loves to make people laugh. He was always fascinated by the world around him. We did science projects together every year: black holes, chemical reactions, artificial intelligence, building things out of straws or out of cardboard. Michael always showed an incredible curiosity and drive to solve problems. When Michael began his bar mitzvah journey 2 years ago, he was just starting 6th grade. School was still virtual, and so was JKG. Michael moved to a new school and set new goals for himself. As the world reopened around him, Michael kept growing, both physically. He's taller than me now. Okay. Okay. Put it back in? Yeah. Okay. We watched Michael grow into a conscientious and formidable young man. He made highest honors in school. Last week, that's okay. Last week, he was one of 2 kids in 7th grade to be recognized with an Awesome Student Award for his work in science. He played baseball for 2 teams and made the playoffs. He finished 2nd in his school in the state chess tournament. But most importantly, Michael made new friends and brought joy to those around him. I am so proud of Michael and all that he has accomplished these past 2 years. I can't wait to see what amazing things he will accomplish in the future. Michael, May God continue to smile on you and bless you. May your passion for learning inspire you to find hidden knowledge. May you discover wisdom and happiness. May your tremendous spirit and determination propel you to great achievements. May you make the world a better place. We love you.
Michael, when you were first born, and even before then, I always knew that you were going to be a very spiritual and special young man. In your heart of hearts, you've always held a very spiritual sense of self and a moral compass that could not be shaken. From the beginning, I always knew that you would be the kind of person who would change the world because you carried so much spirituality, so much of a connection with your best and higher self. And I'm so proud of you for all of that. Michael has always been especially loving towards a sister. He's always watched out for her, looked over her, and been a source of reassurance and affection. I could not be more proud of this moment. I know Michael is going to become not just a great man, but a member of society and take that spirituality and that light he's always carried in his heart and in his mind to not just make the world a better place, but to also help lift people up emotionally, spiritually, and in society. Michael, blessings upon you, my son. May you always find joy and bring joy to others. May others always bring joy to you. May you take that special light that you carry and bring it into the world and take that amazing spirit that you have and spread it to everyone else. May you always be loved and have love and know how to love. And may you always be surrounded by the loving presence of your family, your friends, and larger extended family, and those who are watching over you right now.
Extra thank you to everyone for bearing with us with technical difficulties. We should be good now. Next up is Avi Haimovitz with Joanne and Aaron giving their blessing.
Hi, my name is Avi Haimovitz, and my personal interest project is about donating toys to kids in hospitals by collecting them from my friends and family. I chose this project because I believe my way of giving to the world is tzedakah. My experience of this project was scary, but also exciting because I didn't know if my family members were going to donate, but they did. When I was donating to the kids, it felt wholesome donating. It is never fun being sick, so any little thing can go a long way. The hospital I donated to is called Children's Healthcare of Atlanta, CHOA. Additionally, for a school project, I donated for the Piedmont Hospital, and I was able to raise $488 and 30 toys. My project relates to Judaism by visiting to the sick in tzedakah. As Jews, we have the responsibility to visit to the sick and do what we can help to make them feel better in any way. I did that by giving sick children help and made them cheer up. When giving toys, you should know how to act and show hospitality. In Hebrew, we call this hashnasat orchim. We also have the obligation to give tzedakah, which is to other in needs. I collected toys in order to donate them to hospitals and kids who needed it. Rabbis have said doing the act of tzedakah is greater than every mitzvah combined. Giving tzedakah, I think, is very important, a thing we should all try to do because it makes a huge difference in people's lives. I would like to take a moment and thank my families for helping me collect the toys. Thank you all so much for listening.
Avi, surrounded by your friends and family, we are so proud to celebrate you becoming a bar mitzvah today. We know that you have worked very hard to prepare for this special day. When we think about you, there are a few things that come to mind. You are always willing to help others in need. For example, when there is a volunteering opportunity, either in school or in our community, you are the first to raise your hand to help.
Likewise, you are often the first to help your parents at home, whether it's getting the groceries or thinking about your little brothers, Jonah and Ezra, their schoolwork, or their safety. I think you've prevented our house from burning down or flooded by keeping tabs on your little brothers. We also noticed that when you set a goal, you drive towards that goal with ambition and zeal. We'll never forget when we were lost on our family trip in Tokyo and everyone was tired wanting to go back to the hotel. You guided us through the winding streets, complicated streets, without signs in English, back to our room, never doubting your way, so that your irritable family could go and take a nap. In life, you seem to always know where you're going, and we hope that you will continue to achieve the goals you set your mind to. We're very proud of you on this day as you become a bar mitzvah, literally the child of the commandment, taking on the responsibilities of following the Torah as a Jewish adult. We'll now say the parents' blessing in Hebrew and in English. I'll say it in Hebrew and Joanna in English. Although it's an ancient prayer, it's still very relevant today. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha, Yair Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka, Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom.
Avi, may God bless you and keep you. May God's light shine upon you. May God be gracious to you. May you feel God's presence within you always, and may you find peace. From everyone here with you celebrating today, we love you very much. A mazel tov, Avi.
Okay, next up is Grant Kingsbury with Christy and Dion giving the blessing. Woo!
Good morning. My name is Grant Kingsbury, and my PIP project is about helping impoverished communities in Atlanta through gardening and agricultural service with Repair the World. My passion for gardening is a family affair, as we have had a backyard vegetable garden for as long as I can remember. I partially chose this topic because when my brother was doing his B Mitzvah, he coincidentally chose to do the same service project as myself. The mission to help grow nutritious food for people who don't have access to grocery stores and often haven't had the opportunity to taste the difference between store-bought and delicious vegetables from your own neighborhood garden. Repair the World also aims to help Atlanta organizations work towards housing, food, and education justice. At no time was my motivation to do a better project than my brother. However, I do think that you will agree that this has been achieved. When my brother Carson was completing his community service, and by being the younger brother, I was included as an additional volunteer. I enjoyed doing it, the feeling of a project completed, and helping others. I made this decision to pick up and continue where we left off. As a part of volunteering with Repair the World, I've volunteered by making raised beds. First, we removed kudzu, prepared the land, and built beds using wood donated from the community. During volunteering, I also learned the importance of helping others less fortunate than myself, specifically the importance of providing a seasonal garden from repurposed and donated materials to improve the quality, taste, and availability of fresh, healthy vegetables. I think this is important as we always look for healthy and available food options for the community. Most importantly, I did this because it makes me feel good. However, it still begs the question, why should we help others beyond our own selfish reasons? I was struggling to find the answer for this question. If I was someone less fortunate than myself, I would like for someone to help me out. I decided to look into Judaism to try to find the answer to my question. In Judaism, there's a concept of Tikkun Olam, which means to repair the world. For me, repairing the world means leaving the world a better place than when I found it. This means by doing whatever I can, from volunteering to picking up trash. The organization that I worked for called themselves Repair the World because they understood this. I ask everyone to do even the smallest of tasks to do your part and repair the world. Thank you all for listening.
With tremendous joy and pride in the presence of friends and family, we offer you this blessing, Grant Kingsbury, on this day of your B Mitzvah.
Seems like it was just 2 years ago that we were starting down this journey together, Grant, of you following within your brother's footsteps and achieving the B Mitzvah. Not only are we very proud of you and what you have achieved and accomplished, but very proud of you having passion in what you do. And that's one of the great contributions that you always provide to the family and to everyone else is your distinct passion and determination. When you set your mind to achieve a goal or a task, you always achieve it and you always succumb and make us very proud in doing so. The character traits that you exemplify and that you bring to your service and helping others is always the strong character. You're trustworthy and honest. You're determined. You have a wonderful creative curiosity, and you always are compassionate towards others, towards your family, and to everyone that you meet. A blessing isn't just what we expect of you, but is also what we wish for you. May you have the ability to make your hopes and dreams come true. As in life, lessons and experiences shape who we are, provide a learning point and a compass for yourself and society. May you be blessed with patience and understanding. May your sense of humor always be close to you and comfort you through difficult times. May your self-confidence and determination fortify you in times of uncertainty. May you take the gifts and talents that you have been given and make this world a better place for all, and your goodness, kindness serve as an example to others.
May you always remember this special day and cherish the memory of your ancestors who came before you and made it possible for you to stand here today with pride in being a bar mitzvah. This is a very special time in your life, so always seize the moment. Make the most of every chance you get and aim to be the very best that you can be. Sending you best wishes on your big day. Mazel tov. We love you, Grant.
Okay, next up we have Theo Nash with Lori and Jonathan giving the blessing. Woo!
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Theo Nash, and I would like to share some experiences with you guys. I'm a Jewish 7th grader, and over the past few years, I have really begun to understand the privilege that is a sense of safety. At school, I feel like there is a current atmosphere that allows people to pose threats against me or my school on social media, verbally or physically. I don't feel safe here. My experiences at school have led me to want to learn more about the Holocaust, a time where other Jews did not feel safe in their schools and communities. As a part of my PIP project, I interviewed Holocaust survivors. I interviewed a woman named Irene Butter, who wrote a book about the Holocaust called Shores Beyond Shores. From her, I learned about the terrible conditions that the Jews in her home of Amsterdam faced. She talked about her ride on the train to Bergen-Belsen concentration camp. The trains that the Nazis forced Jews to go on were often overcrowded and very dangerous. Sometimes people would suffocate in there. Thankfully, Irene did not have experiences like the other Jews did. When she arrived at the camp, the Nazis made the Jews do humiliating tasks. She was forced into crowded and brutal conditions where diseases was easily spread around. During the interview, she was very calm when talking about something so horrific, and this stuck with me. This made me realize the importance of not letting the past take over your life. Irene didn't let the Holocaust ruin her. Instead, it empowered her to build herself a new life in America and teach others about the Holocaust. Her story has taught me not to focus on my past, but instead be hopeful and confident about my future. I would like to thank Irene Butter and Aunt Helen, as well as my parents and my JKG teachers, Manny, Johnny, and Cindy, for helping me with my project. Thank you all for listening.
come over. Theo, you're reaching a milestone today of becoming a man in the eyes of Jewish law. We are so proud of you for all of your hard work and persistence in preparing for this day, and all the learning you have done and the insights you have gained. Here's a story that I remembered when I thought about milestones. About 5 years ago, we visited the tallest slide in New York City on Governor's Island. Supposedly, it's 57 feet. You were excited to go up to the top by yourself, up steep rocks among crowds of other excited kids. You were fearless, and I hid my fear each and every of the 12 times you ascended with so much koach, or strength. This milestone is like that day. You ascended on your own to this day while we cheered you on and encouraged you. When you reached the top, you realized that the tallest slide was something you could master, even if from all the way down below it looked so unbelievably far and high. So we know reaching this milestone seemed like a long way up when you started, but you showed koach in continuing to study the Holocaust, in taking on the challenge of speaking with a survivor almost 80 years your senior and asking questions of this person you'd never met to get to the heart of what you were searching for, and in delving even further into her difficult and tragic experiences by studying her memoir, Shores Beyond Shores. Then you took your wisdom and insights and new sense of things and made your way up to the top without faltering, without looking down, without letting the obstacles, not rocks like with the slide, but maybe just questioning, why am I doing this anyway? I'd rather play video games right now. And you didn't let it get in the way of ascending the mountain. Now you're at the top. And even though you'll come down to join us, your neshama, or soul, stays aloft in this new chapter of your Jewish and spiritual life. We can't wait to see what mountain you choose to climb next, and we give you our blessings while we cheer you on.
So Theo, you are today a Jewish adult. You're a person, and I'm reminded just of a couple of years ago, sort of the first time I saw you becoming independent or just a separate person. You came home from school. It was interesting to me. You said, "I heard a song at school today. I think you'd like it." You were right, but it was so interesting because it showed me you were thinking separately. You were also at the same time thinking of me. You knew me and what I might like, and you were aware of others. It was a very interesting moment and a great moment for me. We have such great times together, traveling, hiking, more mundane things like watching TV shows, playing games, getting lunch together, including exploring some new foods. And it's just wonderful to spend time with you. We're delighted to have guests from out of town with us today, our cousins and your godfather, lots of folks on the internet. There are some people who are no longer with us who I'd like to just mention. Mother's father, your Zadie, is not here. Both of my parents, my mother, your grandma Ellen, who saw you as a toddler and said, I know what he's going to look like, and that's important to me. And my father, Grandpa Stanley, with whom you love getting rainbow sherbet. And I'll also just mention your great-grandma Thela, my grandmother, Grandma Ellen's mother, for whom you're named. She was a good, caring person, and you are too. You're intelligent, you're thoughtful, and you're resolute, and we're very proud of you. And may you have God's blessings all the days of your life.
Okay, next up we have Julius Pierce with Ben and Rachel giving their blessing. Woo!
Hello, my name is Julius, but my Hebrew name is Moshe Hayim. It was my great-grandfather's name. Doing this project, I learned lots of things. I started this adventure by doing some research on how COVID affected animal centers. In my research, I found that in Judaism, there's something called Olam. This means repairing the world. I am trying to find a way to repair the pet world. I decided with my family's help to foster a dog. We named her Pebbles. It was hard saying goodbye after sending Pebbles back. In these experiences, I learned about many things, like that with enough time and care, anyone can feel at home. I would like to thank my parents for coming, and this concludes my speech.
Julius Homer Pierce, Moshe Hayim, my firstborn, my sweet boy. You're named after two of your great-grandfathers, Morris Julius, your bubby's father, who escaped Russia during the Revolution and he liberated Jews during World War II, and Homer, your mam's father, who played baseball and built houses right here in Atlanta. Both men were known to be strong and very clever. Julius, I remember when you were a baby. You were really a difficult baby and you cried a lot, and you always had this scowl on your face, like you weren't one of those smiling babies at all. Those who know, probably still to this day. You were kind of more of a Stewie Griffith. I'd call you the judging baby, and never would I have ever imagined that same judging baby would make me so incredibly proud. I know that life has not always been easy for you, but you just don't let it get you down. You've taken the challenges, you've owned them, you made them your own. You really love to learn, and you have no idea how incredibly proud that makes you, myself, and your father. Every year since kindergarten, your teachers have pulled us aside, and they say, that Julius, we love when he has a question because we know it's going to be one that he's never asked before. It's this quality that I pray you maintain throughout your life. Be that judging baby. Ask questions. Ask them frequently. Think differently, and be proud of these questions you ask that no one else thinks to ask. And may your challenges be your strengths, and continue to love, embrace learning, be the self-starter that you are, find answers to your questions, and continue to laugh a lot. Just be uniquely you. And your father and I have no doubt that you will continue to amaze us and make us proud.
Julius, as a child, you had a serious face, and as you grew, your hair did too. Now you have played the piano, and you almost quit, but now you compose your own music and you play quite a bit. As a growing young man, you now have a determined face to continue to grow with the success I do know. May you grow into an outstanding man, and by never changing who you are. Thank you, Julius. We love you.
Okay, next up we have Jaxson Rosenhaft with Cindy and Matthew giving the blessing. Woo!
My name is Jaxson Rosenhaft. Ever since around 4th grade, I've been an avid reader. I have loved the Wooden books and the different mythologies that I wrote about. This has led me to my personal interest project, where I explored the connection between Jewish and Greek stories. One of my favorite Greek stories is the story of Arachne. She was a very talented weaver who thought of herself better than the gods. Arachne challenged Athena to a weaving contest, and Athena accepted. It would have lost to Arachne, except for the fact that she forced the judge to agree that she won. And she punished Arachne for thinking herself better than the gods she worships. In my PIP research, I read back through the story of Moses, how he freed the Jewish people. Unlike Arachne, Moses was humble and did not believe himself better than other Jewish people just because he was raised by royalty. He especially did not think he was above God. I learned that you need to be humble from these stories, and I can connect to this as I'm not very humble. Being humble is a very good character trait. If you want to learn more about these connections, you come to my table and see my project. Thank you, Mom and Dad, my teachers, and my friends for helping me through this. And thank you, everyone, for listening to me speak.
Okay, Jaxson Joseph, your mother and father and brother Pierce are very proud of you. The accomplishments you have made already in life amaze us. We know you will continue to be yourself, gamer, an avid reader, a friend, a soccer player, a swimmer, and a beloved brother and son to his brother Pierce. Today you become a bar mitzvah. We cannot be any prouder. May your path in life continue to be one of joy, incorporated with Jewish values. Remember, life is what you make of it. Be resilient, compassionate, and learn from the mishaps, because that makes you a better person. We are thrilled to have our family and friends here to celebrate for this wonderful occasion, and we want to thank JKG for putting on this beautiful celebration. Jaxson, we love you. We're very proud of you. Mazel tov.
And last but not least, we have Zach Shores coming to speak with Tori and Eric giving their blessing. Woo!
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hi, my name is Zach, and for my personal interest project, I went to the JCC to prove that Judaism is not just a religion. It is also a brotherhood in which we can connect. That includes sports and having fun together. The JCC was founded during the World Wars to give Jewish families a safe place to gather and be with one another. When I went to the JCC, I made friends and met new brothers and sisters, not just people I think of as fellow Jews. Another aspect of youth sporting in the Jewish community is the Maccabee Games. The games allow young Jewish athletes to compete all over with other Jewish teams from all over the country. The JCC Maccabee Games have been a part of the Jewish community since 1982. More than 120,000 youth have taken part in the annual sports festival since its start. The last Maccabee Games were held in Atlanta in 2019, with over 1,000 athletes and 13 different sports offered: flag football, basketball, soccer, baseball, volleyball, ultimate frisbee, swimming, dance, golf, tennis, bowling, table tennis, and track and field. The majority of these events were held at the Atlanta JCC. This relates to Judaism because of the concept of Vahavta l'reish kamoha, which translates to loving your fellow man. This links to my project because everyone should be treated with respect and feeling of belonging. When fellow Jews come together in sporting, they form a strong bond that can't be broken. The connections of friendship we will make should not be limited by who we are, and we should make an effort to love our fellow man. What better way than through sports and teamwork? When I went to the JCC, I saw a lot of people helping each other. For example, when I went to the gym, I saw people helping each other stretch and work out. When I went to the tennis courts, I saw people giving each other's tips. And when I went to the pool, I even saw people helping each other swim. When I went to the soccer fields, I saw coaches helping kids learn how to play football and soccer. And I even saw it on the school side of the building. I saw kids teaching each other how to play games. And I think all this relates to my project because everyone helped each other and was kind and supportive to each other. And yes, all of this does relate to my project, but what I'm trying to get at is that everyone should be treated fairly and equally. They should not be treated badly because of their religion or who they are or what they like. That is the bigger picture of my project. At the JCC, Jewish youth and adults can come together in a safe, loving environment to do what they enjoy most: play sports. As you have all probably gathered, sports are a huge part of my life and is my religion. Thank you all. And now I want to start thanking people. I want to thank my teachers, Johnny and Manny, for everything they've done for my project and an awesome school year. They helped me get it done. And I want to have a special thanks to Sydney for staying on me and making sure I got everything done because I almost didn't. I want to thank my parents for giving me everything I needed and getting me where I needed. And thank you to my big brother Jacob for always being my role model and someone I can look up to. Who am I kidding? You're 6'3". Everyone looks up to you. And I want to thank my entire family from traveling all the way from Savannah just to see me here, and love you all. Thank you for listening, and I hope y'all learned something y'all haven't.
Zach Avery Shores, otherwise known as Ziz. Where do I even begin? You are the one that made our family complete. From the very beginning, the one word we always used to describe you was exuberant. If you look up the definition of exuberant, it says, joyously unrestrained and enthusiastic, or characterized by a lively energy. That, my precious son, is you. You display exuberance in everything you do. When you were just 9 months old, you pulled yourself up on the sofa, turned around, and took off running out of the room. We were all so shocked no one could move. But from that exact moment in life, you have not stopped wowing us with your accomplishments. You have a drive inside of yourself and are always pushing yourself to improve in everything that you do. From band, tennis, soccer, or just rec games you play with your friends. This year, you asked to join jazz band at school, even though it meant arriving to school an hour and a half early, 2 days a week. You are the only one in the family who plays tennis, and after just 2 seasons of playing, you placed in the city finals. You put in 6 to 10 hours a week in soccer, and your growth this year has been amazing. 2 weeks ago, your team won the World Cup Championship. During that championship, we watched you play 3 different positions. You don't play lacrosse, but we have a lacrosse net in our backyard that you use to practice just so you can be good when you play with your friends. You truly amaze us each and every day with your passion and drive. Zach, as we stand here today with friends and family, we offer you this blessing. May your passion and enthusiasm propel you to spread joy and hope and possibility to those whose lives you touch.
May your spirit of adventure lead you to fully experience all that life has to offer.
May you take the gifts. May your self-confidence and determination fortify you in times of uncertainty.
May you take the gifts and talents that you have been given and make the world a better place for all.
May you always remember this special day and cherish the memory of your ancestors who came before you and made it possible for you to stand here today and become a bar mitzvah.
May God bless you and keep you.
May God shine light on you and be gracious to you.
May God turn toward you and grant you peace.
We love you, our exuberant Ziz. Mazel tov.
Wow, I think we just have to have another round of applause for all of our students. And if you saw me tearing up back there, you see my makeup is smudged. No, you didn't. Okay, now it's time to move on to the second step of our ceremony, the Havdalah portion. Havdalah marks the transition into a new week. It's a new beginning, and it separates Shabbat from the day of rest from the rest of the week. Let us join in these blessings to mark the transition from childhood to adulthood for these incredible bar mitzvahs. Jude Anstey is going to come up and tell us a little bit more about this ritual.
Havdalah is a weekly ceremony that celebrates the transition into a new week after Shabbat. During Shabbat, we are said to experience the extraordinary. Some rabbis have even interpreted that we are given an extra soul during Shabbat to better appreciate and understand the wonders of our lives. But to truly appreciate the special nature of Shabbat, we must leave it behind and embrace the next week. Havdalah is a multi-sensory practice said anywhere between sundown on Shabbat and Tuesday night. We have wine, spices, and braided candles to engage all of our senses and reignite our purpose and responsibilities for the week ahead. Today, we will use Havdalah to mark our passage from childhood to adulthood.
Thank you, Jude. Okay, without further ado, I'm sure you can guess what box we're opening. It is so smartly marked, the Havdalah package. In this package, you'll find a Havdalah candle, small grape juices, and spice bags, as well as matches. Our students will come up to the front and lead us from the stage in this service. Feel free to light your candle, pour your grape juice, and smell your spices, or you're welcome to just follow along with students and the program as you experience this transitional ceremony. Please join in as you're able while we're singing. You'll find the words to the blessings in your program, but as most Jewish prayers go, you're also welcome to just do your yada-da-da-da, which is always welcome. Okay, guys, up we get. Zach, you're holding the grape juice, right? Okay. Put it in.
Who's gonna have the mic? It's you, right? You want to hold it down so everyone's voice is.
Here you go. Here you go. I'll go too.
Yeah. You just follow Michael, okay? Okay. Michael, if you'd like to hold that right in between.
Testing.
I don't want to burn him. We need one every time.
Yeah.
Are we starting it?
Yeah, guys, get closer together. You all like each other.
Come on, I won't bite you. Yet.
I mean, I kind of can't.
All right.
That's a good idea. Wants to lead us off.
All right. 1, 2.
We have music.
I like that. I like the enthusiasm.
Gotta keep everyone cool.
Everybody ready? Testing.
I'll take the mic back. back in the basket and just put it over by that chair. You can just put it by the chair over there. Yep, we're going to put it over here, though. Thank you. Okay, everybody sit back down. Thank you to our students. Thank you to our students for ushering in your first week of Jewish adulthood. Now comes the moment we've all been waiting for. We're going to individually recognize our students for becoming bar mitzvahs. Before we do this, you can open your celebration box. In this box, you will find some noisemakers. As I recognize each student, feel free to make as much noise as you want as they transition into their adulthood. There is also, as many of you might know, a custom of throwing candy at the bar mitzvah after this transition has occurred as a gesture of good luck and a blessing. So, because this is a B'nai mitzvah, after all students' names have been called, I'll bring them to the front of the stage and we'll throw our sweet wishes at the stage all together in the form of candy. I can see the siblings already looking with glee that they get to throw things, so this is going to be great. Okay. Let's start out. You guys ready? Take that one last moment of childhood. Okay. Jude Anstey has reached the age of responsibility and has become a bar mitzvah in the presence of his family, classmates, and community. Mazel tov! Wave at everyone. Michael Friedman has reached the age of responsibility and has become a bar mitzvah in the presence of his family, classmates, and community. Thank you. Sorry, I could feel the wind. Okay. Avi Haimovitz has reached the age of responsibility and has become a bar mitzvah in the presence of his family, classmates, and community. Grant Kingsbury has reached the age of responsibility and has become a bar mitzvah in the presence of his family, classmates, and community. Mazel tov! Theo Nash has reached the age of responsibility and has become a bar mitzvah in the presence of his family, classmates, and community. Mazel tov! You coming on the side of me? Okay, you can do that. Adulthood is heavy. Yeah. Julius Pierce has reached the age of responsibility and has become a bar mitzvah in the presence of his family, classmates, and community. Okay. Jaxson Rosenhaft has reached the age of responsibility and has become a bar mitzvah in the presence of his family, classmates, and community. And last but not least, Zach Shores has reached the age of responsibility and has become a bar mitzvah in the presence of his family, classmates, and Okay, students, now all please come to the front of the stage to receive your sweet wishes. Everyone else, get those arms ready. Okay. Oh, guys, be careful of that. Okay. Ready, set, throw! Okay, students, please return to your seats. We're just going to finish up this part of the ceremony. No one got pelted with candy too hard, right? Like, I don't have to file paperwork? We're all good? Okay. Thank goodness. Okay. It's time to celebrate these wonderful kids even more. I should say adults, sorry. Our wonderful new Jewish adults even more. And there are many, many ways to do so. Firstly, please take a look at our students' impressive personal interest projects along the back 2 rows. Each PIP table has a balloon with the bar mitzvah's name on it, so you know where to find their projects. Those joining us via live stream, don't worry, you'll get a personalized walkthrough. It'll be very fun. You'll also notice for our in-person guests, sorry, virtual guests, a yummy ice cream cart and a big snack table. Please feel free to grab a special treat. You'll also see some fun yard games along the back to play. Giant Jenga is a hit every year, just as a heads up. And lastly, this is where I'm going to try not to get emotional, there is a table with the students' last JKG craft of the B Mitzvah program, which is challah covers, that I would love it if both guests and students I love that. I was going to start crying otherwise, like thinking about their last craft, so that like brought me out of it. Thank you. I don't want to cry too much today, so that's good. But these challah covers are along the back. Please sign for every student. Wish them a mazel tov. Give them your wishes for their adulthood. Appreciate the adorable craftsmanship. They're adults now, so adorableness is in limited supply. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Okay, let's go have some fun. Please feel free to grab all of the candy as well if you would like to eat it. It is here and wrapped.
I got my peaches out in Georgia. Oh yeah. I get my from California. That's that. I took my chick up to the north, yeah. I get my light right from the source, yeah. Yeah, that's it. And I see you. The way I breathe you in. It's the texture of your skin. I wanna wrap my arms around you, baby, never let you go. And I see you. There's nothing like your touch. It's the way you lift me up. Yeah, and I'll be right here with you till the end. I got my peaches out in Georgia. Oh yeah. I get my from California. That's that. I took my chick up to the north, yeah. I get my light right from the source, yeah. Yeah, that's it. You ain't sure yet, but I'm for ya. All I could want, all I could wish for. Nights alone that we miss more. And days we save as souvenirs. There's no time, I wanna make more time. I'll give you my whole life. I left my girl, I'm in my Yorker. Hate to leave it, call it torture. Remember when I couldn't hold her? Left her baggage for a mover. I got my peaches out in Georgia. I get my from California. That's that. I took my chick up to the north, yeah. I get my light right from the source, yeah. Yeah, that's it. I get the feeling, so I'm sure. Hand in my hand because I'm yours. I can't pretend, I can't ignore you.
Are you going to each
I will be.
project? Okay.
Mine is live. Can you hear audio? Oh, okay.
Let's do it. Okay. Let's go see our kids' visuals. They worked really hard on them and they look awesome. Let me introduce them one by one. Let's go, bubble everyone. Would you like to explain your project and your push trust for the folks online so they all see it?
Yeah.
Awesome. Go for it.
So basically I did brotherhood and sporting in the Jewish community. I went to the JCC JKG. I'll hold that for you. And I talked about the Maccabee games, and I learned about the Maccabee games. And then I talked about how there should be more just Jewish leagues, because I'm in soccer, and I feel like I'm like the only like person I know that plays on my team as a Jew. And that's about it.
Awesome job, Zach. Did an awesome job. I love it. Looks great. And I guess we'll come back to Jude when he gets here. Let's make our way to Grant. Let's make our way back to Jude. Grant! Grant, I'm one on the visual. Would you like to explain what you did for the folks online? Explain to everyone. What is it that you did?
So I did, I volunteered for a garden to get nutritious food for people who don't have easy access to grocery stores. So like there's not a whole lot of grocery stores in Atlanta. So we grow this food so that people who don't have that much money, so they can't really afford to go to grocery stores, so that they could like get nutritious food.
What do you make the beds out of, and what did you put in them?
So this is wood donated from the community, and then we've turned those into beds like that, like painted and stuff.
Can you show me one more time?
So this is wood donated from the community. So we got all the nails out of those, and then we turned it into beds like those, like plant beds like those.
Awesome. I love it, Grant. You did an awesome job. It looks great. And now we'll make our way over to Jaxson, would you like to explain your projects for us for the folks online?
Yeah, so I compared Jewish and Greek stories, which is also poetic. And so here I have the differences of them. So I have basically what the difference between Moses and Cronus is. I'm comparing those two. And I have Moses again with Arachne, different ones. Then I have Young the Poor and Jaxson and Argonaut story, and that has my second pair. And then I did some lyrics after, which felt like they all the similarities between them. And these are pictures that I look. That's
awesome. Yeah. I love it. Awesome job, Jaxson. It looks incredible. Look at the diagram. And now we make our way up to Jude.
They opened up perfect timing to see the best ice cream.
All right, Jude, you want to explain your poster for our folks online? Tell them what you did.
Oh, God. Okay, so on this side, it's talking about different ways that Jews remember. And so some ways that Jews remember is through Passover, and some modern ways that they can is through virtual reality, watching movies and reading different books. So you can get virtual reality tour of Anne Frank's house. You could watch the movie Schindler's List, and you could also read the book called The Boy in the Wooden Box. And then for my portion of this project, I built Corey Ten Boom's house in Minecraft. So this would be the outside of her house, and then this would be the inside of her house. So where they hid was really cramped and it was tiny. And then for this portion, I talk about the different people that cared. And so we talk about Corey Ten Boom, Oscar Schindler, and Giovanni Borromeo. And they were different people that saved many Jews during the Holocaust. So they were all awarded Righteous Among the Nations by Vad Yashem.
Awesome. I love it, Jude. It is incredible. You did an awesome job. Love the Minecraft too.
Or you'll probably need a mic, or I'll probably need another battery.
You guys want me to introduce it?
Okay.
I guess, sure, Michael is not here, but this is Michael's project on anti-Semitism. And I guess as we look at his poster, I'll read a few things. He talked about anti-Semitism, and many believe that after the Holocaust was over, anti-Semitism ended with it. However, for many Jews today, this is not the case. So he focused a lot on how we have a lot of anti-Semitism still to this day, and we kind of have to learn from the Holocaust. He's got all the statistics and how over the years we keep rising in anti-Semitic rates, and how we got to be able to band together and do good. So this is Michael's project. He did an awesome job. We are proud of him. now we go over to Avi. He's not here either, but I will also explain his project. Avi, for his project, went to Children's Healthcare of Atlanta, and he donated toys to the sick. I know he did this. He did a similar project for school too, and he went over to them. He brought them all types of happiness, honestly, because it's not the most fun being sick, and being able to help sick kids and give them any type of joy is absolutely incredible. As we can see, he got tons of toys for them, and he did an awesome job, and we are really proud of him. And then now we make our way over to Julius. Julius, you want to explain your project to our folks online?
So, for my project, I fostered a dog named Pebbles, which is this dog. And in it, I learned a lot about the Jewish value and Olam. And right here, I have ways you can help and where I foster the dog at Lifeline. And over here is about the dog, Pebbles, and how he. So, when COVID hit, lots of people adopted dogs because they are lonely and they want company, but then when they came back to their jobs, they sent the dogs back because it was hard to keep care of the dogs and work. So animal centers got filled up with lots of returns and had too many dogs that they could hold.
Awesome. I love it, Julius. You did an awesome job, and that is a very cute dog. And then last but not least. Oh, actually? Oh, that's incredible. Oh, I did not know that. What a happy ending. And then last we have Theo. Theo's enjoying his ice cream up there, but I'll explain his project a little bit. Theo talked to Holocaust survivors when they were children, and he talked about the whole idea of how we have the need to feel safe wherever we are, and how in the Holocaust, in our communities, in our schools, we didn't feel safe, and how sometimes he feels that way sometimes too, and how we have to learn from the past to help fix the future. So it was an incredible thing we did, speaking to these Holocaust survivors and hearing their stories and giving it to us today. He did an awesome job. We are proud of him. We are proud of everyone. They did an awesome job, and thank you all for watching. Thank you.
I'm gonna stop recording. All right.
Did you go do some B-roll though?
Yes, I was trying not to talk during that.
Yeah, that was great. I'm sorry if we were talking about plans.
No, we were fine. We were, and I needed a new battery. I was gonna.
Do you still need it?
I will need it. Yeah.
Go ahead and do B-roll without it.